Hi Daniel, it's me again. I hope that you are well. Now I've received your question 30 and your email saying you're completely stumped, so I just thought another video lecture is really just going to be in your interest, because often formula in emails can get lost in translation, and this question is really looking for you to understand. It's just formula, and in particular algebra. Okay, so the two formula that we need to know are really a current ratio formula and our quick ratio formula. And what the question is looking for is it's looking for us to look at the stock price. Okay, so let's have a look at our current ratio first of all. The current ratio is currently the current assets divided by the current liabilities. Really straightforward. Now what we're interested in is the actual stock price. Okay, so we need to link the current ratio, i.e. the current assets and the current liabilities, to a formula that has an appropriate stock valuation within it. So if we have a look at the quick ratio, really straightforward. It's just the current assets minus the stock value divided by the current liabilities. Okay, now if you have a look at the question, it's probably not that well laid out in terms of the way they presented their formula. So it's always best to just write the formula out with a numerator and a denominator and really understand what's going on. Okay, so if we have a look at the current ratio first of all, now we are told, let's have a look. We are looking for the current ratio, which is current assets divided by current liabilities. So we have the current assets, which is 300,000. Okay. And we have a current ratio, which is 1.5. Current ratio is 1.5. So actually what we're looking for in this particular circumstance is the current liabilities, and we know that if we have a look at the formula, 300,000 divided by x is going to equal 1.5. so all we do to start with is we say get rid of this denominator, so we say 1.5x equals 300,000, and we know that x will equal 300,000 divided by 1.5. Really straightforward algebra. So 300,000 divided by 1.5 is going to equal 200,000, and that equals our current liabilities. Okay, so if we have a look at a quick ratio now, in order to get the stock value. So we know that the quick ratio is 0.8, so 0.8 equals the current assets, which is 300,000. 300,000 minus x divided by the current liabilities that we just calculated, 200,000. Okay, various ways that you can do algebra, but in this particular instance I'm just going to say, right, let's get rid of the denominator again. Okay, and let's multiply that, 200,000 divided by 0.8. So 0.8 times 200,000 is going to give us 160,000. So 160,000k now equals 300k minus x. Okay, what we can do is we can just do a bit more algebra to say 160k plus x equals 300k, and therefore x has got to equal 300k minus 160k, which of course will equal 140,000. And I hope that's the right answer. Yes, it is. So you would, in the exam, you would type 140,000. Okay, that's the correct answer there. So really straightforward there, Daniel. What we've done is we've had a look at two link-in formulas. We needed to know what the current ratio was and what the quick ratio was to get the stock value, because that's what we're looking for. Calculate the value of the stock. Okay, and so what we've done, we've just really straightforward. We were given the current ratio and the current assets. We needed to find out what the current liabilities were. Really straightforward, simple algebraic manipulation to get the current liabilities. And then we plug those figures into the quick ratio formula to get the stock value. And again, some icky algebra, but we got there in the end. And we know that the stock value is 140,000. Okay, so what I would want you to do now is consider what's the difference between the current ratio and the quick ratio, and what's more important. Okay, probably I would say the quick ratio is going to give you access to cash instantly, because if you have a look at the current ratio, it starts looking at actually the total assets of the company, and so if you need cash quickly, you're going to have to sell some of your stock. Okay. However, the quick ratio, well, actually, we're taking away the stock value, so we know really how much cash there is in the company, because if you remember, current assets, current liabilities are realizable within 12 months. Okay, so it's a more useful figure in some scenarios. Nevertheless, I hope that helps, Daniel, and any more questions, I'm obviously on standby.